Colin, we said 6.5 cast
Yes.
members. What exactly do you mean by that?
Well, our half a cast member over there is wearing a pig snout because, unfortunately, she didn't give us the access, did she? So she's sort of like, she's in there as a sort of slightly smaller part than she could have been. But I'm sure you'll agree, she makes a wonderful performance. Give her a round of applause.
Yes. So, it's a big, long project, but actually you couldn't do it without the stars. And it required an awful lot of trust and an awful lot of time. So how did you convince these people?
Well, I think that, first of all, the only person that I knew on the whole scene anyway, like at the beginning, was Julie Holestar. So I'd known her for about 4 years before. And we went down to Glastonbury, to the Down Low, and initially we'd actually filmed a couple of rehearsals before as well, but I think a lot of people were a little bit suspicious of someone trying to document the scene. You always see people with a lot of cameras out there, but for some reason no one had actually done a film about it, so we just thought, okay, let's try and find 6 or 7 or more key characters, people who wanted to actually take part, and really it sort of went from there, and some people have sort of like embraced it more eagerly from the start than others. And, it was a long period of filming. It's been sort of like 5 years or 6 years if you include the editing as well in the making. So, hopefully everyone, we showed all the members of the cast the film before, and I think that hopefully they're happy with it. And I have to say, obviously, of course, they are incredibly candid, and I'm very lucky that they did open up so much. So here's Pia, here she is. So we have a full complement now. So
Full cast now, making an entrance. So I want each cast member to tell us what it's like seeing it on the big screen with an audience. And if there's one thing you'd like to share that you didn't say on the film. Yeah.
I don't know, it was like at the beginning, it was like being strapped on a roller coaster that you wanted to get off, wasn't it? But I've seen every single cut along the way, because obviously Colin is my partner, which is the reason why I started doing it, because I wasn't going to do it. And then Colin walked into a rehearsal room. But I didn't want to give him any interviews whatsoever. I hated him interviewing me. But that's it. I'm just very, very proud of what he's done. I think he's done an amazing job and has made a film that doesn't exalt. It doesn't exalt or glamorize a very messy, very complicated scene, and I think has given a very honest portrayal, and it's taken 6 years to make it, and it took 6 years to get those stories out, and I think everyone has been very brave in what they've offered out, because it's going out, and it's, I think you've done an amazing job. I'm very, very proud of you, my darling. Oh. Very proud. And I think you're lovely in your suit and your waistcoat, fabulous. Very good.
I can't remember half of that. I was there for most of it, apparently. I don't know. I'm exhausted by it to a certain extent.
It's the first time you've seen it.
It's the first time I've seen that whole thing. But what I am is actually really chuffed to have done all that with these people, because we have had a lot of lols, haven't we, girls? Yeah. That's my overwhelming feeling about the whole thing. It was it still is such a f***ing laugh. Thank you very much. Oh. Prosecco.
Scottee?
I guess I was one of these people who was very reluctant to be involved. And I guess because I kind of hadn't come to terms with talking about the shit that I talk about in the film. And so watching this today, I've almost lost an eyelash because a few tears were shed. But I think I'm going to go away with like a weird mantra, which is I see myself at the start of that film completely fucked up. And then at the end, I'm just slightly better at dealing with the fucked upness. And so I think I'm going to go away with, like, it's completely okay to be a little bit fucked up.
Yeah, to echo what Scottee just said, we are fabulous, gorgeous, incredible creatures, but we have this humanity behind us. And when I had the idea for the film, I was like, this is what I want people to see. So it's not just ridiculous, over the top. That's great, but there's a reality. And the idea was to create something that was a bit like a British version of Paris is Burning that actually showed people's real lives. And I had to step away from production because I'm crap at production. I'm good at looking fabulous. So Chris, thank God, took over. So thank you very much, Chris, for taking over production. And well done to Colin to making the film that I kind of envisaged initially. So, yeah, great.
Anyone for drag? I was really lucky to cross paths with Colin about 6 years ago when I was at Glastonbury for my first ever time as a performer. And I was explaining to him what I was about to embark on, which was the very, very early stages of my transition. And he asked if he could be part of that in terms of documenting everything that got involved with that. And I didn't really take time out to think about the whole aspects of it, but I was like, yeah, okay, I'll give you access to my life whenever you want it, and come along and jump on board with whatever I'm going through. And the whole reason for doing that at the very, very beginning was just even if one person could just look at that film and just actually say to themselves, you know what, I can take a little bit of that from myself as well. That's what I'm going through, and it's all right. I don't know what the outcome was, and I still don't know what the outcome is for my life, but I've gone through some shit, and it's been shit. And it's actually getting a lot better, and things are looking up. And my family have been really supportive of me as a person. And you know what? Stay true to yourself. And if anybody takes a little bit of an aspect out of that film, it's all right, girls. Trust me.
Same as John, I think. I don't really remember half of it. It was like having a flashback. I think a few tears were shed along the way, but a lot of laughs and a lot of good friends. So yeah, that was it.
Amber?
I'm supposed to say something normal now, and I won't. Why, thank you. What you're facing as a community and what we're facing as a community in the next 10 years is going to be a fucking huge backlash, because the whole Jimmy Savile thing, they're going to try and blame on us. And we're fucking nothing like that, and you know that already. But that is coming, so be prepared for it. I thank you. I love doing the film. I love being part of it. Let's concentrate on Fukushima, but let's have a look at the film, and we love doing it, and I hope you love it. But Fukushima, people.
So, Mr. Producer, how does it feel to have produced?
Well, this is actually the first film I've ever produced, and when I was talking to Colin about it at one of the shed parties a few years ago, and he told me they were filming all these people. And I actually grew up in Australia in a small country town, and I used to read ID magazine and The Face as a kid, and I just used to worship London and what it was all about. And then I saw these characters and these people, and I just thought I would love to be a part of something like that, and I think the whole world would love to hear their stories, so that's why I got involved. So I thank them all very, very, very much from the bottom of my heart for what they've given us, and I really think that this story and this film, if we can reach a bigger audience out there, will hopefully sort of, you know, reach out to kids like me in small country towns around the world and make them feel like it's okay to dress as a girl. Can I also add, I'd like to thank everyone in this room, because you're the first audience in the world to see this, and the reaction was absolutely fantastic. So a big thank you and a big clap for you lot. And I hope you all come to the after party, because it's going to be off the hook and it's going to be crazy. And it's the first time this gang have been together for a long, long time, and they're all going to be there, and we're selling merchandising like shirts and badges and things, and we need all the money we can get to help us distribute, so, yeah. And lastly, sorry, Brian, just one more thing, hashtag dragmovie.com, okay? So that's it. Thank you very much.
I think misogyny plays a huge part in that. It's still there. And I mean, there's moments I've said in the film I wanted more, and I've gone out and worked for that. So that's me getting off my ass and going for it. Last week I won Best Drag Act at the London Cabaret Awards. Thank you. which was really, really nice. But I've since received a lot of negativity from gay men and gay male drag queens. She didn't deserve that because she's a woman. It said drag act, not drag queen. By the by, I think things are changing. There are a lot more people. You know, drag is not about what's in your pants. It's it's the art of it. It's the art of just taking on a character and being fabulous. But we've still got time to go with that. It's still progression, and I think the more people that are doing it, the more things will change. I'm a big believer of having things in the mainstream and having those ideas out there. So this film needs to go big, so everyone can see how fabulous we all are. And it's all good. It's all fine.
We have all of that footage. Obviously, when you sort of don't have a budget, which we don't, every single commercial track, such as like Boney M's Rasputin, will cost you thousands and thousands of pounds to put in. So unfortunately, we couldn't do that. It's 95 minutes long as it is, which I think is sort of the limit for a documentary film. So unfortunately, we couldn't put in a lot of the performance. We wanted to sort of like put in stuff about the characters' lives. And if hopefully you're interested in what they do, these days, of course, all you have to do is Google and loads of stuff will come up. And we are going to have DVD extras as well available, as well as a DVD for sale at the party. But the DVD extras aren't on that yet, but they will be. So all of these performances, 300 hours of footage we've got, which will be archived for the future.
Or you can come to the Glory and see us live, ladies and gentlemen. We have our own mother stage, bitches. 3-dimension transvesticism on tap.
It was really graphic and emotional for me to see that just played out as well, because it's the first time I've ever seen that film. So it was all a bit... It's going really, really well. You've obviously seen clearly that he refused to acknowledge what was clearly happening in front of him with regards to me. He came down to London to stay with me about 3 weeks ago. And I've got a partner now that I've been with for 10 months. And we all went out. We had a really nice time. And yeah, it's going really, really well. Slowly but surely. But he calls me Amber every time. So that's a good thing. And he said that he's going to be there for me when I have my full gender reassignment surgery. So yeah, that's my daddy. And hopefully I'm his daughter.